something to strengthen the mind. We're all looking for this great mythical mental toughness. Mental toughness doesn't come from sitting on the couch. It doesn't come from wishing it would come true. It comes from putting in the work, and you have to start developing your mindset. Mindset is not developed by wishing. Mindset is developed by doing and actually putting into practice.
Greatness is a step away. Take that. Life isn't perfect. Get used to it.
We're only 1% away from true greatness. I was only 1% from making that money, from being where I want to be, from having everything in life that I've ever dreamed of. But it's that 1% that we sleep on. It's that 1% that we wake up in that morning, we're like, you know what? Not today, maybe tomorrow. Well, guess what? That's why it's so easy to be great nowadays, because most motherfuckers are weak. And if all you do is when you are trying to hit that snooze button on life, not in the morning, on life, just know this, all the it takes is thinking about all those weak motherfuckers who are taking a day off. And trust me, you will come up real fast.
Life has to be hard.
Yeah.
It has to be difficult in some ways. It doesn't have to be, shouldn't be traumatic, shouldn't be, awful or painful, but things have to be hard for you to learn to do hard things.
Yeah.
And this world, like it or not, is going to demand that you do hard shit. If you want to have anything, if you want to be able to provide for your own family, have your own dreams, have, the things that you want to have, because if you don't do it, the guy next to you is going to do it better, or the woman over here is going to do it better, and you're going to lose out.
Some of the greatest successes definitely came from failures, and definitely came from pain. I do believe we have to put suffering to work. So whatever you suffered through, whether it's building a great product, you suffered through personal circumstances that were incredibly difficult, or you suffered through working too hard and the circumstances were too unfair, but somehow you still got up the next day and kept going. You have to be able to get energy from pain. And I really mean that.
Never stop dreaming. It's something free. Of course you have to work. Of course you have to do, like you said, sacrifice. Of course there is a lot of things, but the most important thing is you have to dream. You can be young, you can be old, you can be whatever you want, but everybody can dream. And that's something free, and that's something give you the power and the patience to do the things after.
Dream. I was poor because I didn't have anything. I had no money, I had no things, we had no TV, we had no refrigerator, we had nothing as kids, but I was rich because I had a dream. Dream of becoming the greatest bodybuilder, and I had a dream to use bodybuilding as a means to get into films. But I had no idea that it would go as far as it did.
When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that will try to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen. That is your biggest challenge. So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, and be legendary in your own right.
Just think positive thoughts, be optimistic. There is no room for failure. There is no room for, doubts and stuff like this. It's impossible. You are a human being. The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So for me, it's really relatively short. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it. I maybe, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens, but then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
All of us, nobody's perfect. We failed too many times. We have so many uncertainty in our life that we have to be capable when we are down to stand up. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process. It's part of our education. In my case, I learn the most when I'm down. And it's good that these certain moments happen, because when you are in the top of the wave, you don't see under what's going on.
Every misstep leads to the next success. Each up leads to the next success. You're not going to score W's every time out. And it's those trying times, those times when you put yourself in an uncomfortable position, it may not have worked out, but that defines the learning and the teaching and to find the next success. That's what I'm going with.
I hate losing. I mean, it's not even a question. But I mean, I have to respect losing because losing is a part of winning. Yeah. You know, you never just, win. You got to lose to win.
My best words is dedication and hard work. To achieve this kind of things, you need to work hard and, be a great professional, be serious in your job. And this is what I try to do. To be here for 8th time, I think is not by coincidence. It's because, we all have talent, but talent without the work, it's nothing.
The constant grind and the feeling of never being good enough kept us working. I really learned on the days, the nights that we won championships. You think you want to go out and celebrate, you think you want to go out and party, but those days you realize that you didn't win the championship on that day, on that night. You won a championship that day when you got up, when you had 2 games or 4 games in 5 nights. You went up and you went to practice every single day. That's when you became a champion. Repeating those boring old habits every single day, performing your craft, getting up, getting on the treadmill, hitting the gym, getting on the treadmill, lifting weights. This was my routine every single day.
You have to put in your mind ethic of work when you are a professional. So since day one, when I started with a professional, let's say with 16, 17, 18, I'm always have ethic to be the best, training hard, to listen to all the players, experienced players. And of course my dreaming coming true. I was professional, I played in the best clubs in the world, I won the most important trophies. So I'm glad to be in this position, but of course this is not coming from the sky. I dedicate myself and I'm working hard, and this is why the goals and all the achievements that I get coming from dedication and hard work.